headed up north towards the Yoopers, you know. You know, don't you know? No. I've been really struggling with this accent. Normally I'm like okay with accents, but the Wisconsin one like is not easy. It's hard to do. I feel like I kind of got the northern U.S. one down a little bit when I was in North Dakota, Minnesota. Like I kind of could say it a little bit, you know, like kind of, but it's really difficult to do. I do love how they say bubbler in Wisconsin, like for that thing that you drink water from. In Massachusetts and Rhode Island, they also say bubbler, and those are like the only 3 states in the country. Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Wisconsin are the ones that everyone says bubbler, and then everyone else in the country has no idea what we're talking about when we say that. Apparently it's called like a drinking fountain or a water fountain somewhere else, but like it's not a water fountain. Like a water fountain is like a statue in a park, like of like an angel or a penguin or whatever, and it's like spitting water out of its mouth. That's a water fountain. You don't drink from a water fountain, that'd be gross. As a side note, these clouds are looking incredibly ominous. I think we're under like a tornado watch or something along those lines, so I'm keeping my eyes peeled for one. Hopefully it gets nicer because we're about to go camping, so I don't really want to get caught in a tornado. This is the Peninsula Point Lighthouse. It's not too far outside of Escanaba, Michigan. I don't know if I said that right or not, but it's on the Upper Peninsula. I'm here officially. So along this road here that leads down to the lighthouse, there's 3 sites, little pull-off areas that you're allowed to camp at. They were all occupied as I was coming in actually, but this one is no longer occupied. I think the guy who was staying here, his tent might have been pretty messed up by the storm that came through here, and he was just cleaning it up and pulling out. It is definitely a lot cooler up here though than it was down in Wisconsin, so that's good. I'm gonna give this a try. It's pretty damp. Everything's really wet right now, like I'm getting dripped on constantly by the trees overhead just because we had that crazy weather coming in, and the element is also now completely covered in mud, so that's kind of an issue. I'm gonna have to deal with that at some point in the next couple days. Not that I really mind the mud look, I'm just concerned that they won't let me into Canada for a whole bunch of reasons, and I think this would probably be one of them. I don't know, maybe. So for dinner tonight, I'm doing something pretty different, something that I've never done before. It's gonna be pretty simple though, not too hard. The first step is just making rice, and then I've got this miso soup mix that I'm gonna put together and then serve it over rice, and I have spinach that I'm gonna throw in there, and I'm gonna throw some egg in there and let it cook and boil up with the soup and mix it all together and see what happens. I was walking around Walmart for like an hour earlier today with no idea what I was gonna make for dinner and just like looking on my phone trying to figure something out, and I came across this very random recipe, but I'm looking forward to giving it a try. The only issue is I have to sit here and wait forever for the rice to cook, and I'm like really hungry right now because I was driving for most of the afternoon and I just want to eat. I will say I am definitely looking forward to camping out here at night, and possibly even tomorrow night as well, depending on how tonight goes. It's supposed to get into the 50s. It's going to be nice and cool and comfortable, a little humid, but way better than what I was dealing with in Green Bay. It was like in the 80s every night in Green Bay. I was not sleeping very well. I have to boil the water for the soup in this skillet here. Not sure how it's gonna work out. This guy, I always have trouble with this thing. It's either always overflowing because it's too skinny and tall, or I can't cook rice in it and it all burns on the bottom, and then like it like cakes on, and this time like the rice at the bottom got really messed up, and it's like I can't get it off. I'm just gonna throw this thing out. I'm done with it. This is kind of a cooking failure. This experiment's not working out too well. This did not work out very well at all. Absolute disaster. I made a mess. It's really hard to boil water on a skillet. I had a feeling that that was going to happen, but I didn't really have much of another option. The rice is burned, so it tastes pretty terrible. Just didn't work out. Overall, the finished product is right here. You can take a quick look at it. Does not look appetizing, but it's definitely healthy. It's got rice and miso soup and a little bit of, I guess, like a poached-ish egg in there. It's cooked at least, and yeah, I got some spinach, and then I put some soy sauce and some sesame oil to season it up. It tastes okay. It just it made a disaster. Okay, so I might have been a little harsh with my initial criticism. I actually really like how this tastes. The only issue is like 5% of the rice is really burnt, so, but as long as you don't get like a burnt chunk of rice, it actually tastes fine. The rice isn't really affected, and I added so much soy sauce and all this like seasoning and the miso soup seasoning. It really actually tastes pretty good. I like where this is going. I'm definitely gonna try it again at some point in the near future. Just realized that this might be the latest sunset that I've ever experienced. It is 9 o'clock right now, and the sun isn't gonna set for another hour. It's still like way up in the sky. I think part of that is because we're getting so far north, and then also just the fact that we're on the border of the central and eastern time zones, and we like just crossed into the eastern time, so that's probably helping us out a little bit. Campsite worked out pretty well last night. It was quiet, slept for a while. I do have one minor issue this morning though. I'm noticing the element's like covered in spider webs. It makes sense, there's like a lot of bugs and stuff around here, so spiders would use it to build webs. This one on this side is like really impressive. I can't really get a shot of it through the window, but I'm like afraid to open the door because like then I'm just gonna end up covered in webs, and I've definitely seen some very good sized spiders out there, and I'm not like the biggest fan of spiders, like it's not the end of the world or anything like that, but I don't really want to end up with like a spider on my face or something like that. So I think I'm just gonna back out and drive away. I was planning to go check out the lighthouse anyways, so I'm gonna drive away and hope that some of it falls off and then go from there. Yeah, that didn't work at all. I'm just gonna have to brave the exit and hope this doesn't go very poorly. Here we go. Look at the size of that thing, holy crap. Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that an entire colony of spiders descended upon the element last night. So the car wash thing was a priority for today already, but now it's an especially high priority. So it was a little bit too windy to keep the drone in the air for more than like 2 minutes. But fortunately, they allow you to climb up to the top of this lighthouse, and there's some pretty incredible views from up here. I think this is the first time I've ever been able to climb up a lighthouse. Every time I ever find them, I feel like they're always closed off. This is pretty awesome. I definitely understand why most of the lighthouses I've ever encountered are closed though. These stairwells are quite sketchy, especially when you're trying to carry a camera and a lens. It's been real, Lake Michigan, on to Lake Superior. Made it to Lake Superior. It was about an hour-and-a-half drive, wasn't so bad. I'm in Munising now, Munising, Michigan. Not sure how to pronounce it, but really cool little town. I'm gonna go check out Pictured Rocks National Seashore, or Lakeshore, National Lakeshore, later on today once the lighting gets a little better. It's still a little bit harsh right now. But that's the plan for today. I'm really looking forward to checking out Pictured Rocks. It looks absolutely beautiful. And then after that, I'm gonna start making my way close to Canada. I'm gonna try to get as close as I can to the border tonight, spend the night probably at like a Walmart, somewhere close by, and then make my way over the border tomorrow and drive a good portion of the way across Ontario. It's looking like it's gonna be like record heat again in Ottawa, and it's kind of crazy because it seems like everywhere I go I'm being followed by record heat. It was super hot when I was in Florida earlier in the winter, and then in the spring it was, you know, record heat in Missouri, and then again record temperatures in Springfield in the spring, and then it was really hot in Green Bay as well. It was super hot in Chicago, like abnormally warm I'm in Chicago, it's like everywhere I go, I'm just experiencing this super hot temperature. So I don't know how long I'm gonna get the chance to hang out in Ottawa, but I'm looking forward to seeing it for at least a day or two, and then making my way back towards New England, and obviously meeting up with my family, spending some time with them like I've talked about in previous videos. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to y'all in the next one.